see all of you. Can you guys hear me out there in the yard? Yeah, all right, very good. There are a few choice seats left in here if anybody wants to move in. But you look pretty darn comfortable out there, so I'm glad. So we're going to do some Muscle Shoals music for you tonight. Anybody here ever heard of Muscle Shoals, Alabama? Yeah? All right. Have you seen the documentary that's out right now called Muscle Shoals?
Yep.
Give me a show of hands if you've seen that. Okay, great.
All right.
If you haven't seen it, that's what your homework is, okay? We're sending you home tonight saying find it on Netflix because you're going to love it, especially after you hear all this music tonight. So my connection with Muscle Shoals, if you haven't seen this show before, is that my family is from there. I actually grew up in Missouri, a little bit in Alabama, and then my parents brought me kicking and screaming up to Boston, Massachusetts when I was 16. But my parents grew up in the Muscle Shoals area. So my whole life, I passed this little place called Fame Recording Studio. And it was right next to the Long John Silvers and the Captain D's and the Shoney's Big Boy. Basically, it was where all the food was. And as a kid, you know, it was the fast food strip. And I remember as a kid thinking, wow, there's a recording studio in this, you know, tiny area where my grandparents lived. Like, who would ever come here to record? And little did I know that Aretha Franklin and Etta James and Wilson Pickett and Otis Redding and, my goodness, the Rolling Stones and Bob Dylan, that they'd all come down to Muscle Shoals, Alabama to make music, which kind of blew my mind when I found that out. So here's how the story goes. There was this amazing rhythm section that was put together by this guy, Rick Hall. And Rick Hall was the one that started Fame Recording Studio. And he brought all these young guys together. They were in their early 20s. They were white guys. They had some soul. And they started making some music. And people started coming from New York and LA and Atlantic Records were sending people down to Muscle Shoals, Alabama. And there were a ton of hits that came out of there. And we're going to do a bunch of those for you tonight with this great band I have backing me. Get to know them as we go on. And my good friend Sarah Borges, who will be up momentarily. Woo! But we're going to start at the very beginning because it's a very good place to start with Arthur Alexander. The first hit that ever came out of Fame, it was in 1962. And the Rolling Stones went on to record this song and make a hit out of it in 65. We're going to do it for you right now. It's called You Better Move On.